Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on top right side is a red English. We have Iqtuantk19. I have no idea how to pronounce that or spell it. Am I supposed to spell it? Pronounce it? Either way, so on bottom left side is a blue roost. We have Freddie Smurfy. Since we do have a roost player on the field, let's go back out of caster mode, go into view player trade bounty mode, and watch him kill off some local doggos. Red does find both deer deposits here. Blue's deer deposits right here and here. He does find this one. This scout will notice that both these gold deposits are pretty close by each other. This is English, so you make use of the gold and stone, but not the berries up here. Deer are relatively close by. You could eye for those deer deposits. I hear a lot of scouts being found by, or not scouts, sheep found by the scouts. And does find the other deer deposit. This will put him at least to what, 150 trade bounty? This will put him to what, 190? Yep, does put him to 190. Howdy! We do now have the blue scout move around. Sorry, just saw your rumble comment. Welcome to the stream. We do now have the Kremlin now being deployed on the field, and up here we got the Abbey of Kings. The English player is eyeing for some early stone, which means it's going to be eyeing secondary town center. Blue does find another wolf here, so getting a good number of trade bounties. This will put him up to what, 240 trade bounty. He's find one more deer and or wolf. Finding one more deer is not going to be possible. Finding one more wolf will give him tier 2 trade bounties. So we're just going to have to keep an ear out for the whatchamacallit. An ear out for another wolf fighting scout sound effect. We do have triple scout for the roost. The red player only scout for one scout. The Abbey King will rapidly heal up the scout, allowing him to quickly engage. The king, free king, will almost be put on the field. The scout will moving around. Wheelbarrow now being researched. We know that the English player did collect up quite a bit of stone, is collecting up quite a bit of stone. The roost is eyeing for a maybe still in the stone collection there. Both these stone deposits are pretty close by each other as well, which can be quite nice. He does spot the Kremlin there. The red scout does go down, so now the king has no eyes other than his own, which he has to stare through. Well, I suppose it's not a heavy cab where he has a helmet to impede his vision, but his vision range is... Oops, not that button. Yeah, it's still poor. The king is blind, like most other monarchs. Survival techniques now being researched by the roost. As well as let's switch back to the roost so we can keep an eye on the trade bounties, as well as hear the wolf sound effect. Villager's pretty forward. He does lure for quite some distance. One of the villagers is starting to be gouged a little bit. And the board does go down, so I'll get him tier 2 trade bounty plus survival techniques now resources are going to get each Pumbaa quite quickly. The survival techniques came what, plus 15%, plus 10% from the trade bounty improvements. So he's going to collect the board 25% faster. And it's already one of the best, or it is the best food source in the game. I think actually is tied with deep shore fish, if I remember correctly, in collection rate. Granted, that's only limited to fishing boats. And I don't think anybody's going to employ fishing boats on this map. Let alone there's any deep sea fish on this map either way. Wheelbarrow has been researched by the roost player. The English player is not eyeing for a wheelbarrow just yet. Going for our lumber mill here. Does pull out town center near the lumber and some of the near goals, so it does have good protection here. Not enough for all these villagers, however, but no players going for any sort of aggressive play other than the king charging his way forward. The king takes some fire. The king has only 2 range armor, so it does take a little bit extra damage from those range arrows compared to heavy cav. 50%, not 50%. Let's see. The extra arrows are what, 6 damage? I suppose this is actually a fully upgraded Kremlin, so it does get castle turret. Just what, 10 damage arrows? Pretty good arrows, honestly. Now got a mill being put on the field. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit since they're both players in the eco phase. Don't see anything too crazy, just see mills and farms. High trade house being pulled on out. Not eyeing for a town center, but maybe I'm going to get the relics. It's actually one of the few times where Abbey of Trinity could have been a little bit better to get that extra gold generation from the relics. I suppose, how well does the improved warrior monks do against English? Now thinking about it. I don't think the warrior monks are particularly good or bad in most situations. Never really thought about it. But the high trade house does give him a good supply of coin or gold and food. Multiple farms been built on the field. Probably is the White Tower. That's been pretty common. Let's see. We're already seeing some Roos mana arms being put on the field. Unusual item for the Roos player to pull out, but seeing he has the age advantage against the English, and they're a bit more difficult to deal with. They offer very few civilizations have a proper counter to them in age 2, and these of course are age 3 mana arms. You only get, he is going with blacksmith research. This will punch their armor up even higher. Right now they'll be up to 5 armor, so at this point in time, even town centers damage would be minimal. The king is being engaged 1v1 with the mana arms. The king does have a pretty slow attack speed. The mana arms will attack twice as fast. A little bit weaker, but they have more armor to boot, so the mana arms will win in a 1v1 against the king. Got another mill and 5 farms being deployed on out. And now the village is going to be building part of the White Tower around here. The White Tower is not being built. You now have a warrior monk being pulled on the field. Going to be grabbing the relics. The Roos player does not have siege engineerings available, but right now the arrow fire is not too great. Luckily, the English town center does have extra basic arrows to be able to defend himself with. Right now, the extra arrows are doing 6 damage, which is 1 damage against the mana arms. So they're going to be tickling the mana arms. They're going to be turned to porcupines by the end of this fight. He's getting some good slice on these villagers. The English players doing a good job of balancing out the damage across the villagers. The king's now fighting. This is the only combat unit or only military unit whatsoever on the field. The White Tower is now built. The White Tower is definitely hard to counter to these mana arms. Does take some good damage there. Man at arms push away forward as well. Got a good number of English farms here. It does. The White Tower does act as a ×2 heat, and when it comes to production wise, so he's able to build out crossbows relatively quickly. Man at arms push way forward, gain some damage on those villagers. And thanks to the network of castles, he's able to get a little bit faster attack speed on these crossbows as well. So he can make do with a small number. Roos player only built these handful of man arms. Got a decent raid on his opponent, killing off 8 of his opponent's villagers. The king charged his way forward. Crossbows do take some hits. More blacksmith and economic research for the Roos. He is gone for melee armor as well, which is a bit interesting. English man arms are known for their high armor, with the armor clad research. There's some people in the field likely going to get the man arms research going. He does go ahead and close the relic there, but warrior monks do have access to torches, and so do man arms. Now we've got some Roos farms being put on the field. He's not touching the deer, even though he's done a good job crowding his opponent inside his base. One 6 has been captured. Blue has claimed 2 relics. Red has picked up 1, which is probably some of the one that was up here. No, that's actually this one. So the last relic not touched is right here. I'm not sure where Red's monk is at. There it is. Blue's going for some forward palisade walls. The king's now engaging. His man-at-arms can be more effective if he stabs the king. Divine intervention, or Saint's blessing, I should say, from the warrior monk. Zonval back there does not want to deal with the crossbowman. Got some early mana arms now deployed in the field. So I can get the research progressing. He's at pop cap, which has been an oversight. Also low on resources. Scout still here. Either side could trade. Blue, of course, is going for a decent amount of palisade walls, so Blue could supplement some of his income with some traders. A handful of them wouldn't be half bad. Of course, expensive. And the monk is getting gored by the boar. Now the scout. Now got an outpost here. Those berries must be segmented. And arms and kings now engaging. I do hear now have tier age 4 now being researched by the Roost player. He has basically no military units. The English player does have decent army, mostly composed of man-at-arms and crossbows. Does have a couple spearmen and a singular longbowman. The Spitskaya Tower is a less common landmark for the Roost. This will allow them access to construct stone walls. Also have a 10,000 health keep that will only require wood to repair it on up. It also does start the bombard and the spring gold emplacement. He does still have 8 charges of militia here, and none of the militias are fully statted, so they can be a decent militia and defend him. Regular man-at-arms research on the way for the English player. Bruce player has claimed 3 relics. Red has claimed the second relic. That was the one inside the walls. I think this player is going for a forward siege workshop. Got Tithe Barn now being researched by the Roos. Maybe Tithe Barn's not a good item at this moment. It does take a bit of time to recuperate the cost. It does cost 500. And the king or the monk? No, the king goes down. That was the sound effect. I'm not sure what the king went down, but the king is dead. Ah, Schultzy. That's going to be a good item. The Tithe Barn does provide you 90 resources per minute, so it will take over 5 minutes in order to get your resources back. And now with a forward Berkshire Castle right there, it will provide influence over the central large gold deposit and some small stone. So it's aggressive placement for this Berkshire Castle. But overall, if you look at the map, I have not really been talking about it, but there's actually quite a bit of natural choke points. This appears to be a full choke here and here, and both sides gone for the walls over here. So the Berkshire Castle will provide quite a bit of influence in this region. Spitskaya Tower would be a good last defensive line while you help protect this farm line. Previous player still has access to some other gold deposits nearby, small ones, plus the large one is easily obtainable by blue as well. So the Roost player does not have to worry about gold. When it comes to wood, he is actually almost cleaned up that wood deposit, so there's plenty of wood deposit here. There's plenty of wood, plenty of gold, plenty of stone back here as well. But when it comes to food, of course, he actually has this entire deer and some berries. Not a great food source, but they are a food source, so he does actually still have quite a bit of natural food in his town's sphere of influence as well. He does have a good number of farms. He may want to consume the deer first right now. Plus, he knows about the Berkshire Castle, so he may want to save us wood for various siege weapons. I'm a bit biased towards battering rams, but other siege weapons, all of them will generally be very useful right now. And barring the Spring Gold, because there's no siege weapons for him to shoot at as well. But having a handful of them wouldn't be half bad either way. Warrior Monk getting hit quite hard there. Both players age 4 and close research on the way. Got some economic research for the English as well. Scout down, not big surprise. Berkshire Castle will destroy this mining camp. He will eventually destroy the hunting cabin as well and deny the 5 gold per minute. Crossbowmen and man-at-arms moving around the flank. Got a decent number of horsemen there. Does not have Boyar's Fortitude, let alone Biology. Oh, there's Biology. No Boyar's Fortitude research just yet. Man-at-arms will beat horsemen in 1v1 combat, but they will still be decent as well. And the man-at-arms are here in small enough numbers, so the horsemen will be able to kill off all the crossbowmen, no problem. Plus, he does have a decent amount of Schultzy and now militia upon the field. The militia in age 4 have a nice 17 damage right now before, whatchamacallit, Elite Army Tactics. Does also have 155 health and good movement speed. Overall, they're a decent disposable unit. Definitely not a permanent unit. Horsemen gain some good damage there on those crossbowmen. Do now have an outpost here. Schultzy now pushing the way forward, getting some good holes into the various English forces, and the English force does get entirely surrounded there. An excellent engagement there by the Roos. Does have elite horsemen, and of course has not elite Schultzy. Not elite militia are now torching down the outpost. Their torch damage is 10. That's still what? Dark Age torches. That's probably reasonable for being militia. But none of them going down, and the rest of them will die to a heart attack. Horsemen will fall back, do take a bit of damage there. He does have a Warrior Monk with Life, which can heal them as well as buff them. Horsemen making their way up north. Those are his own walls. And he does delete them. I was going to say, I was going to ask, is he going to delete those walls? And the answer is yes. Red is on to build some stone walls here. Boyar's Fortitude now being researched, as well as chemistry, so he's going to have some fully upgraded Schultzy soon. Horsemen do not take out the villagers. I wonder if Red saw them. Blue did saw them, and now going to be turning around. And Red did not see them because he's not responding to these horsemen well enough. Red's now falling back to deal with the horsemen. Townsend's garrison, but he does have 2 range damage. Horseman has 6 armor, so these extra arrows are doing 8 damage, so 2 damage per 8. And was not able to get those walls up in time as well. He does have plenty of villager storage here with the white tower. Horseman does take some damage there. And the horsemen are moving around. Could receive a bit of damage still. Blacksmith here. Got a couple horsemen finding some villagers here. The English player does have 93 villagers, 94 versus 96, so the Rus player has caught up. The Rus player has built a secondary town center of its own. English player building out some more farms. These villagers getting hit. He does have the school deposit here, not fully cleaned up. He may just want to focus on the central one. Go for more vulnerable ones first. Horsemen moving around. They have torched through this wall. Elite man-armed research. He's not going for elite spearmen just yet, but against horsemen, you don't really need elite spearmen. Though would be very handy, but still expensive. Man-armed to push way forward. Got a good number of Schultz here. And these horsemen now falling back. Horsemen charging way forward. Horsemen over here, finding some more hits. Horsemen just running around, engaging more and more villagers. Does find this outpost there. We'll be torching it down. Bombard engaging the keep. They do have 40 range armor, so those arrows will do 1 damage each, but that's a good number against Nick. Spring Gull quickly goes on down. Villagers trying to repair up the keep. Schultz taking out those villagers. The English player is now down to 60 villagers, rapidly increasing. Looks like Red is getting ripped apart by the mobility of the horsemen. And Red does back the game. There's Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.